Well, I finished all of MCU Phase One, so now it's time to ask ourselves, how do these films rank? And after rewatching them, are some of them rank? Probably not. Let's check it out. So starting off with Iron Man, which, what a banger of a way to start off Phase One. Honestly, Iron Man is insanely good. You remember how good it is, and you're like, man, that movie was pretty great, right? But like, when I go back, will it still be great? Yeah, man, it's still freaking great. This movie was one of the best superhero movies I think we've ever had. You can just tell that everyone cares so much on that set. Everyone was giving it their all, and it shows. It shows in the movie. I have pretty much no notes, so I think I have to put this one all the way at S tier. There's just really nothing to improve other than the CGI fire. But, you know, CGI fire is more of an MCU Phase One issue than it's specifically an Iron Man issue, so I'm going to let them have that one. Moving right along, we went from Iron Man to kind of a weird transition. Next up is Hulk. Now, where do I want to put Hulk on here? There are a lot of folks that really love Hulk because they love Ed Norton as Bruce and Hulk, and I respect that. However, I think for myself, this version of Hulk just doesn't work as well because the idea that these are two entities that are really very much against one another in a way that is, I mean, when Ed Norton has talked about, you know, his views on what being the Hulk is like for Bruce, what the Hulk is doing to Bruce is what I'm going to say here. I don't know if I agree with his take. I think it's an interesting take though. But I think ultimately my issue with this movie is that it feels like it's kind of two separate movies that are weirdly stitched together. You can really feel that there was a division on set as opposed to with Iron Man where everything felt very unified on set. And so I think because of that, I would actually put the Hulk at a C. There are good elements of it. There's things that I like, and there is some stuff in there that works. But overall, it's kind of weird, that movie. It's a weird one, that's for sure. Next up, of course, is Iron Man 2. We haven't watched Iron Man 3 yet. I'm very excited for when we get to that. But Iron Man 2 is in Phase 1. So where would I put Iron Man 2? I will say I thought Iron Man 2 was going to be worse than it ended up being. I think there's still a lot of things that work in this movie. And one thing that I realized I love a lot is Tony and Pepper together in the MCU at all times. I just think they're so great together. They have such fun banter. Also, Sam Rockwell being here is like, I mean, yeah, that was great. Mickey Rourke did some weird things in terms of character choices. However, overall, even though this one's a bit janky, I think I'd still give it a B. I put it at B. It's still a fun time. Definitely better than Hulk. Not as good as Iron Man. There's room for improvement, but overall it was really fun. I enjoyed it. The ending, the fight scene at the end is where it gets a little... I was kind of a little like, all right, okay. And how come we will never ever see again? Stark Expo. Yeah, that's what it was. Stark Expo. Will we ever see the Stark Expo again? No. Also, how much did they have to pay in those settlements for all the people that were there when it was attacked? I need to know. How many people died? We still haven't talked about it. Maybe it'll come up in Phase 2. I don't remember us ever mentioning it again, though, to be honest with you. From there, we went to Thor, which honestly, I thought Thor was going to be kind of whatever. I'm going to be real with you. When I was watching Thor, I was like, okay, Thor. I don't remember this being much of anything. But you know, Thor, I think, is somehow now my favorite movie from Phase 1. Even with all the Dutch angles they put in here, I think that the relationship between Loki and Thor, but also, honestly, surprisingly, the romance between Jane and Thor is just so touching, compelling. People are acting in this movie. People are really, really acting. And Anthony Hopkins as Odin, I mean, This one's just at another level. And I do think visually some of the elements look a little too like kind of shiny maybe, but the one thing is stylistically this movie was doing stuff, and that is something that I feel like the other films actually didn't have as much of. Even with all of its Dutch angles, this movie has a style, has a sense of like a visual style to it. There is a creative direction for Thor, and I think I'd also have to put it at S. That might be crazy to people. You might be watching this and you might say this is crazy. But I just feel like, yeah, that is what it is. I really enjoyed it. Captain America was a movie that I thought was going to be my favorite. This is one of my favorite movies in Phase One, or was a favorite movie for Phase One before this rewatch of it. I really loved Captain America. This was a movie that for me really made me realize just like how important of a character Captain America is, and all of the things that he embodies. Like, he's not just about being a nationalist hero. He is like a global hero in the sense that he represents a lot of ideals that we should all aspire to be. He just represents a lot of positive like vibes. He is ultimate hero. And it gave me an appreciation for Steve as he was before he became Cap. And the fact that even when he didn't have the powers, even when he didn't have the super soldier serum and the muscles, he's always been a hero. Because being a hero is what's on the inside. And I love that. I just love that theme. I love that about the movie. However, this movie does kind of feel like we're doing a lot of nothing for a lot of it. There's a lot in action. There's a lot of montages. And ultimately, I felt that made it a little bit more lackluster than what I remembered. And there's a weird montage too with Red Skull. A weird origins kind of flashbacked vibe. And I don't know. So although I love Peggy and Steve, and although I think there's a lot to like about this movie, I will say I was surprised at just how after Thor, I was like, that's not as great as Thor. What happened to me during this rewatch? So anyways, I'm gonna put it at a B because that's just where I'm at now. But it's still really great. Putting it next to Iron Man 2 also is not an insult, by the way. I really did enjoy Iron Man 2. And finally, we have the one that we've been waiting for, which is the Avengers, our last one. Now, the Avengers really surprised me. The thing is that I thought with Avengers, I was going to get to it and all this humor was going to fall flat on me. And I was going to be like, man, this movie's got so much egg on its face. This movie was good at the time, but it's so dated now. And it just reminded me of all the reasons that I love hero movies. Because it does all of them, all of the tropes and all of those things, but in a way that is so earnest. I just love it. It really commits to the bit, and I think that's why Avengers works so well. And it honestly reminded me of like just why I love superhero media in general, and how I miss when movies just got to be about us seeing these aspirational figures like kick butt in a way that felt like it made you want to be a better person. So I think Avengers, we got to put it S. It's that good, y'all. It needs to be at S. So ultimately, Phase One, taking my rose-tinted glasses off, my love of this era and my love of superheroes and superhero movies, it held up pretty well. We got 3 S tiers here, and then 2 Bs and 1 C. Honestly, not that bad. And maybe I could move Hulk to D. I could do it, but I'm going to leave it at C. I'm going to be nice, because Hulk is still, even though it's weird and funny at moments, it is also fun as well as being, I think, unintentionally funny at times. So that's where I stand with all of those. Let me know your thoughts down on the comments below. How would you rank these films in a tier list? And, what is your favorite and least favorite movie of Phase One? Is this your favorite era of MCU movies? Why not? Let's discuss down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I was at a convention. I was at Fan Expo Canada, and I was at events after. So if I sound rough in this video, that is why. I'm okay. It's just a little bit of laryngitis, but I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, friends, as always, stay nerdy. Bye. And if you like when I do tier lists, check this out.